Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL Arena here at Gamescom Cologne, of course, for the ESL One Battlefield 4 Summer 2015 Finals. My name is Mitch Lizzie, of course, your host over this weekend. And what? Week. Get the festival mentality going on, of course, but it's been an incredible day already of games. What an epic blockbuster we just saw between Infamous and Penta. And of course, Penta have advanced now into our playoff stage. We still have to find that last team to join the three other awaiting teams, though, and that match will be between, of course, well, they're on the stage, actually. We can even have a look at them on camera, of course. Epsilon Esports will be the first team. You can see safe on your screen there as well. A lot of emotion yesterday after their games against Fnatic. They wear their heart on their sleeves, this team, of course. But it is Horek, Safe, Hysterias, Mayak, and Jika. Obviously, two SK Gaming players coming into their lineup. In fact, Hexus was even in Evolution Gamers, which we'll get into in just a moment. So those players spread over those teams quite evenly. But yeah, a bit of a tough one for Epsilon yesterday. I mean, they were definitely hoping to at least get a game off Fnatic in their series, but very cute, Hysteria. But yeah, of course, their opponents are going to be Evolution Gamers, ex-House Hupsucks. You can see Benny on your screen there. We had him on the stage for the interview yesterday. What he lacks in size, he makes up for in charm, I guarantee you. And the rest of the team there as well. Of course, yeah, bringing Hexus into the lineup here. Mr. Gino not able to attend. Hexus obviously played for SK Gaming in the spring finals. So the lineup now is Benny, Jera, Hexus, Smashu, and Hunter. Hunter also ex-SK Gaming, was still a bit too young to play in our spring finals, but now he's here and he's back with a vengeance. It's important to note as well that Exile 5 actually did take a map of Evolution Gamers, so they've had a bit of a rocky road through that lower bracket, but they're here to turn their fates around and make it through to the playoffs. Well, it's about time to get started, I'm pretty sure. We're going to hand it over, of course, to the lovely Jason Kaplan alongside Milos the Medic Boys. Let's get into this one.
Thank you for that, Mitch. Yes, Evolution Gamers up against Epsilon. It's going to be a rematch from yesterday where we did see Epsilon win 2-0. Yep. We've got our maps as well on top of this. We've got, looks like, Locker as our first map, Parasol Storm as our second, and Siege of Shanghai as our third. So we've seen at least one of the maps guaranteed replayed through with Parasol Storm between the two teams. Or we did see Evolution Gamers start off very strong yesterday.
You know, they're playing decently, but I would say Epsilon in their just the team experience and how they've been playing together for so long have been able to come on top versus EGC. There's really not a lot that could be done before. However, Locker, it's a very aggressive map. That's our first one, of course. And I think that Evolution Gamers have it, you know, a bit of a chance on this one. However, you can't count out the fact that Hysterias is on the Epsilon team. They have Seth as well, and he gives them a lot of morale to tag him in. You see Hunter right now, the Evolution Gamers, you know, setting up. They have a very aggressive player as well that will be shining on Locker. Let's see if Safe can bring out the smile. He finally found something that he can get some kills with. Of course, the one and only Jika, a guy that single-handedly double-aced Fnatic. I'm never gonna forget that. I'm sure you never will, Jason. You're casting that, I believe, with Mitch a few weeks ago in the qualifying cups for today. And well, it's gonna be pretty tight, hopefully as good as the previous one, because last one been between Infamous and Penta went down to the wire. The MBT laws were flying everywhere in Hainan Resort. And let's see what goes on here in Locker.
We should talk about Evolution Gamers as well. We should talk about their roster in particular. You know, kind of walk me through who you think be the real man to look at for their team.
Benny, for sure. That beard, it's just, wow, way too good. As Mitch was saying, you know, he might be small, but he packs quite a punch. We don't call him Asterix for no reason. And he was telling me...
I think you only call him Asterix. I know Mitch and I both call him Benny.
Well, the French people call him Asterix. I do. I certainly do. It's
I just wonder how much it takes to maintain a glorious beard like that, because I can't grow something like that out. But we're about 36 seconds away on the countdown before we do fully get into the game. It's our first game in this, our first map of this best of three. And more importantly, the winner of this is going to go on into the semifinals to play against Dexterity.
Yep.
That is going to be a tough match. I mean, this one's going to be hard for both teams, but to go up against Dexterity, the #2 team from last season, it's going to be a struggle.
Yeah, Epsilon played last season in Domination versus Dexterity, and it came down to Dexterity just completely wiping them off in a 2-0 back in the Domination days. So we'll see what goes around. Dexterity did, of course, beat Infamous and Penta yesterday, but this is the final group stage game that we have on for you guys. Best of 3, Epsilon versus Evolution Gamers. And we're starting off our map #1, which, of course, will be Operation Locker.
All right, so let's see. On the red side, Epsilon going to be going for that charge straight in towards the yard. In the meantime, Evolution Gamers pushing over from the eastern front on the blue team. 2 men going towards the outside out of both, so they're looking for an initial exchange. And if I know Mayak, and I think I do, he's going to be doing some fantastic couple of shots. He's getting caught up from the side. Hex is going to get that first frag and shut him down. And that's going to give the control of the inner side towards the blue team of Evolution Gamers.
Yeah, that stair side is extremely important, though. Horik will get the revive on Mayak as the push does come down in the middle. Safe sitting right by outside the ring, actually. Hexus has to turn around. There's one player coming up from above them. This might be the time for Epsilon to push and go for it. Benny, oh, he's trying to take something out of this one. Gets one, but he will fall. Hexus on Mayak. But now the push from Horik will be just enough to clean it. Hexus left all on his own. Gets a quick revive, but that is a perfect incendiary. The Glock on a Hysterias. But he will fall at the end. Horik now gaining control of the stairs. However, Evolution Gamers still with the spot with the bomb in the middle of the map in the hands of the one and only Smashu. Smash on here to want to work down in the middle of Operation Lockers. And yesterday we actually saw the middle building, the actual guard tower, going down multiple times, especially when there were games versus Exile 5, because these guys, they saw, and Dexterity as well, just let's drop the middle tower. We have an extra lane that we can use to try and move between upper and lower, and that actually would be pretty cool to see today again. It provides some more action for us to see.
Let's see, Evolution Gamers still sitting with the bomb about 2 minutes through this first half and still taking their time. This is what we see out of Operation Locker, though. It takes a lot of time to actually get that bomb across the map, especially when you have this really hard standoff. But needs to be running through. Stairs going to be forced out of position. He's going to spot out Jera and pick up the kill onto that man. Stairs is going to follow up as well. Oh, not Stairs. I thought it was his teammate, sorry, Jika, as they secure a second kill. So that's 3 men down. The bomb is being forced to run away as it's Smashu carrying this. So he's going to be rushed down, but some nice cover from the staircase does allow Hunter to help net 1 kill and stave off this attack.
Smasher sitting back, having fun. He's got Banny to spawn back onto him, and that's Horik to get taken down by Stairs. So, nobody really controlling the outside. I'd really like to see Evolution Gamers, ferry the bomb onto the other side here. Smasher try and get some information from his teammates here. Hex is still washing the stairs. And this is the thing about these European side games, that sometimes it tends to get extremely passive on Operation Lockers.
Sometimes?
well, most of the time, except when we saw a Dexterity, and actually a lot in the the Latin American teams when they're playing, and even the US teams, they play a lot more aggressively than this on the map. They don't let it go into a stalemate. And I'd like to see a bit more action, but both teams keeping calm. I mean,
there's a lot at stake here. Keep in mind, this is the jump from like 5th to 8th to 3rd to 4th. Like, you want to be able to get towards this position and get a lot of extra pocket in your, a lot of extra pocket in your money, a lot of extra money in your pocket to help out quite a bit. But we're about 6.5 minutes left into this half, and UGZ have maintained control of the bomb for a majority of this, if not the entirety, where they didn't collect in the beginning. And Epsilon, I feel like they're gonna really start to push through once they do have that breakout on towards the outside. Horik is trying to flank around. He's still being held off though. Being kept out in the cold, and obviously when you're carrying the bomb and you're in this yard position, and the Evolution Gamers are, it's up to them to make the move. Like, they're the ones that have to force an attack if they want to be successful. Meantime, Epsilon can just feel confident in their defensive abilities, and I mean, it's not impossible to see a 0-0 half here.
Yeah, not at all. 6 minutes, of course, left on the clock. Hexus and Hunter still sitting on top. Smashu can use those 50 cals if he wants to, do some extra damage. Horik still scouting the outside behind the rocks, using those for cover. Spot out once. So
he peeks out, gets shot a couple times, hides back behind the rock, and waits. Well, that time he gets the better at Benny, though. So yep. I guess his patience did pay off, and the bomb's going to be by himself. Epsilon are looking to rush it down, but that's going to be Jera Smash. Jera securing 3 quick kills in quick succession, but the bomb will fall. Epsilon will finally get control of it after about 4.5 minutes time, and they're going to have the opportunity to push in towards the enemy side.
Yeah, finally the squad wipe coming out for Team Epsilon as they try to move up Jika with the bomb in hand. Hysterias, I don't know, he's looking at the wall, I guess, but they move on. Mayak sitting by turntables. He spots, oh my god, the MBT lock comes up to smash you here, but a nice refrag from Mayak and Jayek, as you can tell here, the name change. Hexus sitting back, just waiting. Might just, give that bomb plant to the Epsi boys, but no, the bomb's gonna get dropped. Jika taken down again, and it's Horik to try. No, Hunter a bit too strong. That's where his close quarters abilities really shine. But no, the bomb is still down on the ground. Mayak in a pretty good position to try and take down the player that goes for the pickup is now all 5 players are up from Evolution Gamers, and I think they just want to leave.
Oh, they're not checking him. They're not checking him. He's behind 3. He's going to be behind all of them. He's going to spot them all out. He's going to join their crew, join their squad. Smash will turn around and catch him out. Mayek, fortunately, not really coming through in that position. Had such a great opportunity, and that might actually cost them a little bit of control of this game.
Yeah, that was well played, sitting back, the drunks mechanic, if you will. But at the end, we'll get taken down. You see Benny 0-7, and here Brett not saying even hello. Safe 1-4, not too shabby for Safe at least. Nigeria's still watching lowers.
1-4, not too bad for Safe standards. For this man, only 1-4. Typically we see like 0-5. No,
but Safe, this is one thing. He gets the frags that matter.
And he also, his score might be low, but what he makes up for it in terms of momentum and morale boost, his screaming, which I think you've all seen if you watched back a couple seasons ago, and especially back in the first season he was with Meet Your Makers. So he can definitely get the team riled up. But it's been just a very slow, steady-paced game. Very defensive of both teams. You and Brett were talking about the game just prior, expected to be very, very slow in the beginning, and I think we're seeing the same here. But Jika picks up a nice double. Looks like they might try to pick up the bomb here. He gets a couple spawns in on top. There's actually a man on the side of Evolution Gamers flanking Jera, trying to get completely behind him. I think Meg has spotted out as well, but in the meantime, Epsilon, they're pushing the bomb over towards the other side of the map, and Jika with that fantastic kill is going to be wide open, but no, he gets taken out from the guard tower. Again, Hex is going to be able to secure that, but Horik going to pick up that torch and run it straight in towards that A site.
Yeah, I wouldn't really mind seeing the tower actually destroyed, but Horik is going to take control. Jika will be respawning on him very shortly as Hexus is staying behind. One more spawn coming up. Benny might be able to pick up a kill here if the boys from Epsilon go a bit too aggressive. MBT loss coming in to try and deny them a lot of cover here. Hipfire on Jika won't be enough, and he will get taken down. Now Hysterias with another cleanup. And there's only Hunter down on the defuse. That's all they need. On 1 more second, there we go. Now he will delay the players from Epsilon for just a bit. The bomb now is going to get picked up and rallied behind as Epsilon just fall back, go into defensive position, and see what they can do. Safe actually running the 50 cal. Not too bad of a decision as you can use it, but the bomb is all the way below. It's not too good, my friend. And they're going to use the incendiary actually to, get the hits through the walls, because that's apparently physics in Sweden. And we're just going to try and scope out what's going on. Evolution Gamers moving up with the bomb. And the amount of time that they have, they might just go for Bravo at this point.
Well, we saw yesterday quite a bit of moves like that. We even saw a couple of pushes out towards seed. I think that was actually these two teams. No, yeah, that was the Fnatic game. Yeah, that was an interesting play out of them. We saw Valve pick up a fantastic 3-kill when he did go down, but they still have the bomb over towards A. They are losing quite a few men. Epsilon, again, going to pick up the bomb. They have 1:50 left. They can run this across the map, but just very back and forth. I mean, this is just reminding me of a perfect football game, no matter American or European. Just very back and forth, running across the field, trying to get it in towards that goal.
And Hysterias will get the frag on a Hexus. They want that mid control, but Benny just sitting by stairs, and this is why this position is so valuable. If you can just hold it off.
Slowly moving across the map. I think they're like prone as they just slide across the ground, trying to get it into the enemy side. The bomb has been dropped, and Hysterias will be there to defend it, or at least pick it up. But he will go down as well, and that's going to be Jared picking up the kill. Now Horik trying to get control of Staircase, but he's going to be rushed down.
Takes up the double. Horik going huge, and this is what we want. Or at least this is what Epsilon wants. As Jera, not Guerra, of course, will get another frag on the safe. Smashu with the law on the Horik to clean it up. And now Jika left all on his own. The French Wonder goes in for the second. Won't be able to get the frag. And Jera is trying to push up. And now Epsilon need to go for the defense. Hysterias picking up that ACWR. Still rocking the MBT law. Just been proving so valuable, especially for a team like Penta. In the previous game, Safe getting shot from behind will get taken down by Hexus, and the bomb is going to be planted on the A bomb site.
We do have UGZ with a nice hold onto this. They still have 3 minute lives. They lost a couple, but trying to push up, trying to catch on Mayek. So they've played the time game, 24 seconds left. This is going to be the final potential plant of this half. Epsilon coming through. They need to pull up this defuse, and with only 2 men left alive, they're going to look to rush them down to prevent them from getting any of these respawns back in. Jika's back towards the bomb. Meg trying to nade them and hold them back to stave them away from this bomb, and it will be defused. There'll be no time left, and that will be a 0-0 first half.
Yeah, we're expecting something as close as this because the Epsilon players, they know what they're doing, they have the experience and all that. But on the other end of the spectrum, it's Evolution Gamers. They have that very aggressive play, and we saw that as well. The picks from Smashu with the MBT Law, as well as Benny hiding off in the stairs, using that positioning, the crossfire, to try and take down the Epsi boys coming down.
Yeah, well, you can see David behind them just talking things over, trying to figure out maybe what they did right, maybe what they did wrong. I think maybe Safe being only at 3 kills is a part of the problem.
No, Safe is the triceps of the battlefield and fought shired from Jason here. It's Hunter looking back at his teammates. The Lekker boys here have to make something.
What do you got against triceps?
No, there's, Pasha biceps, and now we have, Safe triceps. He's the triceps.
I thought you were calling him useless. I was about to say triceps are pretty...
No, who said the triceps were useless?
That's what it sounded like. But anyways, we have Benny. Maybe he's the man that needed to go a little bit different for EGZ. 1-13.
Wow.
Did not have a tough game. I think Safe's looking at that like, poof, thank God. It wasn't me doing the worst in this game. That's a first for him. But we're getting our second half. I love to just bag on Safe because I've known him for at least a year now, minimum. And we always give each other crap. But second half, you think we're going to see kind of the same play we just saw in the first? We're very standard, play defensive. We only saw, 2 bomb plants the entire half there?
Well, hopefully not, but you have to keep in mind as well.
Hopefully, yeah,
hopefully not. But mathematically speaking, the guys from Epsilon on the US side this time, they're going to have a quicker advantage of going onto the stairs on the outside of the map. So they're going to be able to gain map control on the outside and in the middle by just having the elevation on the stairs and a quicker push on to mid. We probably are going to see a 3-2 normal split, 3 players down into the middle, 2 above, 1 lower, and 2 on the outside from both of the teams, especially Epsilon in this US position, because 2 players, you can gain control of everything. And we saw before, especially with Fnatic, they like to rush 4 players down into the middle, 3 players above, 1 from lower, usually on fixed or too easy, and then Drunks would stay on the side. A pretty good opening as well in Operation Locker, but then it comes down to how the play will come out. How, will you get these frags? Will you have these moments where you can break the stalemate and just keep rushing? Because Epsilon, even before back in the domination games, where when they had a good opening and they can keep the momentum rolling, they just kept chugging along. They moved very well, a very well-oiled machine, and now we keep the ball rolling. Of course, it's Evolution Gamers versus the boys from Epsilon in, the second round on his first half. As Benny sitting tight on the side. Look at Meg coming out from the outside. It's a 3-2 split, actually. 3 players from the outside, and that's going to allow Evolution Gamers to actually gain control of the middle. But that is just going to be a bit short-lived. There's so many players on the outside as well. I'm going to keep control. Safe. Watching from above. Just gonna try and see what he can find here. The bomb is, of course, in the hands of Asterios. Hexus is still looking down lower. And so far, it's turning into a stalemate again. But check out the outside. There's a bit of a fuster cluck here in the middle. Safe, really low in health with the ACWR again. And, the bomb is in control of his stairs. They're going to clean up the stairs and might just keep it moving on to the outside of the map. But they still have 1 more player. If only I could scroll some more. There we go. Hexus trying to make the work happen. Still lurking below, getting some players to spawn back onto him, but that will be a clear. Chica, I don't see that the bomb has been dropped, but still the fight coming in. Meg in control, turning around for Hunter. Hunter will take him down. And now it's just back and forth. There's no real team that is establishing control. Safe still in control of the bomb. Going back into lowers. What do you think here, Jason? Is it going to stalemate again?
I hope not. I think it's more likely considering what's at stake, but it comes down to that staircase control. Again, maybe EGZ on that red side trying to fight out, trying to clear out everyone on the side of Epsilon. They're going to do just that. There's going to be 1 man safe, trying to defend with the bomb. He'll go down. And you know what? I don't know if they have enough men here to defend the push. If, Evolution Gamers just charge straight through, there's only going to be 1 man there to hold on. It's going to be a stairs, and they can get directly in towards the stair. They're going to do just that. They're finally going to get a little bit more forward control.
Oh, nicely done, though. Well done from Mysterious. 1-2, and the third from Mayak on a Benny. They just rotate on from lowers. One of them will fall. That's a trade between Jera and Horik. But the bomb is still behind. I think it is in the hands of
Just
Smash.
helping them smash you.
Yep.
You're just helping them, but he does get some respawns back in to maintain control. This actually gets quite a few. The bomb is now down, though, and it's past that initial yard phase, so it's going to allow, instead of Epsilon, to push through and get a little bit of control. It's going to be Smasher still carrying the bomb. Jika going to fall to Hexus. And Smasher will gain control of the bomb yet again, as you still see Epsilon are just fighting this one out. They're going to be able to, again, drop the bomb another time.
Oh, but look at this. Hex is just going to sneak from above. All the 3 players were down there from Epsilon. Hunt is just going to watch their backs. But Epsilon rotating around, catching the information. Remember, you can't see the bomb on your screen. You can only see it on the map, and refreshes every 8 seconds. And now the bomb is going to be dropped. Well done, Epsilon, in the all the backstepping. And they're going to regain control. Benny sitting tight. 1 frag in. Very good position on the bomb carrier for the boys at FC, but Hysterias will be able to get the cleanup.
Well, it's playing very similar to that first half. It's not as stagnant, but it's still very back and forth. The bomb being picked up and dropped on both sides of the map. And Hysterias looking to charge it straight through on the underpass. And he will get taken down immediately by Hunt as he comes through. That bomb now back in the hands of EGZ when they do want to pick it up. It's going to be Benny doing just that. And yeah, they have the bomb, but they're still on their own side of the map. They haven't broken through towards yard yet, where Epsilon are already waiting.
Yeah, and Jika.
They have a man towards stair, though, Jera.
Yep.
He could come out really big for his team if he could pick up some kills, but I think he has been spotted out. They know exactly where he is, and he's forced back.
Yeah, they hear him moving around. Everybody using the war tapes here. Hexus will fall, but I don't think they know that there's a second. They only heard, I don't think they heard the spawn from Hexus, and Jera is gonna still...
Told you, you'll still say it.
Yeah, Guerra. It sounds good. I don't know, I like the rolling R. Jera on the outside of the map by the US side, closer to the US side actually. Now Benny in control of the bomb itself. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock, and it's just going to stagnate yet again here for their European teams and Operation Locker.
Well, it's stagnated, yes, but it's a different kind. Yeah, both teams are kind of in a lockdown. But the position of the bomb can just completely turn the tide of this game. Like, if Epsilon get a good kill or two, that could be the bomb down and then an easy plant towards B, towards one of the backs, M-coms that Evolution Gamers do have. The bomb has gone down. Epsilon looking to charge through, smash through, trying to just hold on by himself. He's going to pick himself up 1. I'm looking for that second as Meg will fall, and the Epsilon are just being too cautious here. They're letting Smash you get the reinforcements through. They're finally able to get the bomb, though, but they're not going to push it that much further without any backup. Jika going to fall. And I think Evolution Gamers are going to get the bomb back yet again, and Hysterias is like the only man left to defend. He will fall, and finally EGZ I think will break through in towards the yard, but there still is safe flanking. He's behind them, not to mention Meg, just playing this one very cool, calm, and collected. We saw him do something similar before, but unfortunately he will only get 1 kill for now. But the bomb, it's almost over towards A.
And nicely done for Meg from behind. That's going to be Smasher as well to turn his attention to him. And this might just slow down the push from Evolution Gamers. It's going to give enough time for Epsilon to set up. They see all the players still trying to rotate on from elbow. Hysterias spots them out, but not enough damage. Well done there from Hunter. And Horek is still sitting by the kitchen. Probably get something to eat here, relaxing. And well, shots being rattled downrange with the AEK. I'm not gonna do too much, and the bomb is gonna get rotated with Benny from lowers onto the A bomb side as Evolution Gamers spot no one from Epsilon actually holding it. That's gonna be 1 on the side. Jera, Smashu trading on versus Meg. Meg going huge with a double. Now Hysterias with another Horek. It's gonna fall to Hexus, but that incendiary is extremely important. That's gonna push the Epsilon boys away from the actual site.
Not Hysterias, though. He doesn't give a crap about that. Pushes straight through it. There's still going to be a couple men off towards the side. He's going to rush straight towards the side. He's looking for the defuse, and look at that. The Grenades coming in just to buy him some extra time. He's almost pulled it off. Just a few seconds left to go. He's going to be rushed down, and he won't get the defuse off. A great read out of Evolution Gamers, but there's still a lot of men at Epsilon left alive. There's only so few out of EGZ.
Yeah, and Hysterias going for the defuse again. There's not enough players for Evolution Gamers, but at this point, they're so pushed behind. They're just going to try anything, but nicely done from Horek, and the bomb has been dropped and back in control for Epsi. Nicely done. A pickup as well from Horek onto Hexus, and they keep it rolling. And I like how Guerra, or Jer, oh God, why do I always keep saying that?
If you want, I'll punch you in the arm every time you say it. That'll help you stop you quickly.
You just want to punch me, Jason.
I've used it with machine before, and it got rid of that word very quickly.
Nicely done.
And Epsilon, they do have the bomb back in yard. Again, they're really struggling to push through this defense that EGZ is able to put up. You can see Safe again playing this one very cautious, not willing to give up his life. They're trying to wait for a couple of reinforcements. There's 2 minutes and 48 seconds left on the clock. Keep in mind, it's just the first map, but into the second half of it, his first half was 0-0.
And this might just turn into a 0-0 again. Safe, nicely done, getting the shot there. That's a double for Safe onto Jaren Hexus. And, well, this might just be time for Epsilon to try out a weird tactic. But no, Hysteria's just going to go for the standard. Nobody really going for that Charlie site. At this point, nobody really expects it. So with so little time on the clock, you have nothing to lose. You're going to go into overtime anyways. You'll be able to defend it. But just try something.
Yeah, try something would be nice. I feel like Evolution Gamers are the ones who've been putting the pressure on when you would think of which team is the favorites in this. It's going to be Epsilon. And the fact that they won yesterday, they're generally the better team overall, but we'll see how it goes. They're still looking to push on the outside, like you said, maybe looking towards C, maybe looking for that MCOM that we hardly see ever hit, and they're starting to walk all over Evolution Gamers. Of course, they need a couple of more respawns back end so they continue for this push. They even left one man lurking back towards stairs, but it's come down to this last little cross. Can they get over towards C? Minute 40 left on the clock.
Nice smoke coming down as well as a double incendiary. They're going to try to force it up here onto A-bomb side. Hunter on his own has to turn back, has to buy some time for his buddies from Evolution Gamers. But the bomb has been dropped. That's one taken down. A nice trade between Smashu and Mayak, and Safe gains control of the bomb yet again. I'm really liking Horik as well, coming up from behind. Will miss a couple of shots there. Needs to make it happen. Yes, Betty will fall. And a minute and 18 seconds left on the clock. This is perfect for Epsilon. The bomb is dropped, but 4 players still alive for Evolution Gamers, as well as Epsilon coming in. Hysteria's low in health. Hit fired down by Hunter, and only Mayak will stay up and alive. It's just going to stay back. There's a minute left on the clock, but he's going to drop the bomb. This is perfect. He might just pick it up and get all the respawns on him. That did force.
And they won't be able to pick it up, but at least be able to stall for time. That's the most important part. But EGC have been able to pick it up. They are running this across the map. Epsilon have committed 3 men for the back respawn. This might be very bad for them because only 2 left to defend. And Smashu's actually the man who's going to run it on the outside. He could have just pushed in towards A.
Well, yeah, that's a bit weird. You don't have a lot of time. You have to make something happen. And I think that you want to take it to overtime. Evolution Gamers don't feel so hot when it comes to...
There's like, I said, there's no reason to not push for it at the end. Like, yeah, if you want overtime, we can still push because there's no way the enemy team can run it back across the map. You just wait out a little bit more time and he will fall, but no one's really able to pick the bomb for now. And with only 18 seconds left, Epsilon have to start running. They have a marathon to go, and they have to hope they don't have any resistance to block them off.
Now, if anything, pass on that bomb to Hysteria's or Safe. Pretty darn good when it comes to that stuff.
No time. No time at all.
No time. RIP in Peaches here on our first map. Of course, Operation Lockers. That's going to set us back or set us into overtime. Safe is rattling the troops here. They're, It's good, you know, they're playing well, but mistakes on both sides.
I don't agree with that. I think Epsilon are not playing as good as they should be. They are arguably the number 2 team in Europe. You know, maybe Penta has something to say about that, but, you know, second or third, like in Europe, you have them on a completely different level than Evolution Gamers. I mean, yeah, EGZ has stepped up, but I think Epsilon were just playing someone too slow. They're being too safe. No pun intended, but they're just playing way too passive. It's not the Epsilon style. It doesn't really work out for you. And we see these teams, you know, in such an important and crucial match, playing differently than they should. I don't know if I agree with that. Obviously, I'm not in their shoes, and I get to sit here and not have to worry about, you know, am I going to get more money for winning this game or for losing? But you need to play your true style, and Epsilon, aggressive, works out well for them. There's those risky moves. And one thing they really excel at, and yet they've been just playing so safe and passive. It just really questions if their heads are in the game. Maybe are they overthinking things? I mean,
probably. Maybe it's just the map. Locker might not be their best, and we saw them yesterday playing versus Fnatic on this, and they just absolutely got stomped. They got so many plants, and even at the end on Charlie, but never able to take down an actual bomb site. It's just their positioning, the ways that they try to push onto positions, you know, on the actual sites. The teamwork isn't so good on here, even though they have 2-3 very, very good fraggers.
Yeah, I mean, Unleash Mayak, that man went 22-8 in the first game on the first map on Paris Storm up against Evolution Gamers. Like, he went phenomenal for him. He was a great player, but yet he's been relatively quiet. We'll see what's going to happen in overtime. We're going to stopwatch. It's still 5 minutes per half. The team that destroys the MCOM the quickest among both halves will be the victor. That's the quickest way of saying it. And we'll find out if the team's going to get a plant. Maybe we'll see 0-0 again. Maybe we'll go into quadruple overtime with no plants.
Yeah, I made that joke before with infamous Penta overtime. Yeah,
quintuple overtime?
No, just Penta.
right, well, here we go. On the blue side, it's going to be EGZ. On the red, it's going to be Epsilon. Our first half overtime's kicking off, and the bomb has been located.
And now, well, they're just going to try to rush forward. A 3-2 split from both teams. As we finally do see Safe going in from the side. Guerra or Jera from lower, where he's going to be going for the smokes and doing some damage to that tower, trying to bring it back down. Maybe if possible, everybody's actually going just with that assault kit. Hysterias will be the one to fall, as well as Benny on the outside. Now Jera lurking right lowers, but will get taken down. Well done by Zika trying and weed it out. And this is the thing, Epsilon now would have control of the middle. They're not pushing. They're not being the aggressive players that they usually are. Oh my God. Epsi, please. There you go.
It's nice to change up your style so teams can't get a good read on you, but not when it doesn't give you wins.
Yeah, Mayek finally going back into the hall itself. This Evolution Gamers Solid wonder what's going on here. Well, we might just pop in and have some fun, but Hysterias nicely done on Jera and Hexus. He's going to clean them out from lower. Hysterias will finally get taken down by Smashu. And Mayek still watching mid, waiting for anybody to push by. Horek sitting tight on stairs, watching the outside. This is going to stalemate again, and you can hear the the noise of the snow coming around. This is basically what's going on this map so far when it comes to the stalemates. A nice crossfire and Incendiary coming out just to be sure. Meg just spraying in, gets a bit of team damage on Hysterias. It's going to have to make something happen. Safe on his own, picks up one, goes for the second. Now it's going to be Meg to help him out and gets a revive onto Hysterias. That's 2 frags, very important frags to try and open up from the FC boys. There's 3 minutes left on this overtime half. Sif will get the bomb plant down. Smasher will fall as well. This is perfect for Epsilon. Finally picking up the pace. I'm liking what's going on so far. Benny so far away from anything. Hysterias pushed up into the middle of the mess hall, will fall, peeking in the wrong moment, but safe still by the actual kitchen. Let's see what can happen. Smashu pushing bit by bit into Mitch. Find something. He has no idea that there's no one around, but 1-2 frags for Safe over by the kitchen area. He's finally gonna fall, and that's gonna allow Hysterias and a couple of Epsilon players to put back into position.
Oric's behind them. He's flanked him as well. He's keeping them distracted. There's still 3 people alive on the side of Evolution Gamers. The bomb is taken away. We're gonna see them still fall one by one. Hysterias is gonna go down. Jake, now Mayek, the last man alive on his team, trying to hold them off the bomb, trying to delay as much as he possibly can. He'll go down, but Jera must have fallen the last split second, and Epsilon are gonna come out with a fantastic first half of overtime.
Yeah, and Safe, that bomb plant down. 2 minutes and 46 seconds is now the time to beat. As you can tell, it's Safe 6-3 and the bomb plant. Really impressed there. 4-3 for Ishika, getting that important frag at the end. And well, the Evolution Gamers guys just got caught off guard. They were setting up for maybe a another passive play in the middle, but how Epsilon played it after they picked up the momentum. It was Safe pushing in with the shares behind him. They got 1-2 frags, and then finally Epsilon went into their normal plays and just, we'll push it. It's overtime. We have to make it right now. And this is going to carry them through into the second half. Of course, the time to beat is 2 minutes and
46 seconds.
Yeah. So, not too bad. We've seen quick bomb plants and blowouts, if you will. But I'm sure the FC boys can play passively and just play for time at this point.
Well, they did well with that in the first half. I mean, they held on for 10 minutes. I think they can hold on for 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Or, 3 minutes and 14 seconds, actually.
Really?
If they hold on for 3 minutes and 14 seconds, then they will have won. So let's see if they can defend and do what they did in that first and second half. As we're to kick off our second, as teams have loaded back in, swapping sides. Epsilon now on the blue side, and EGZ on the red. This is just our first map. We still have Parasol Storm to come. And then the third map, if we do need it, will be Siege of Shanghai. And the game that we'll be following up after this will be Fnatic up against Penta. So the 2 teams who butted heads the entire season will be going at each other in our first semifinal, followed up against Dexterity and the winner of this match.
Yeah, I don't know. If Epsilon want to advance to face off Dexterity and they're playing like this, I'm not sure if they can do anything to budge Dexterity out of position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to see Dexterity yesterday. I mean, did they play like you expected them to?
I expect them to win.
No, I mean like in terms of style. Did they play like you exactly expected them to?
Yes, they learned a lot, and I saw them during the qualifying cups. What happens is that every last season when we were here, they were playing. It's like, oh, these guys are very aggressive. They only know how to jump around corners and push, flags. But actually, with Squad Blit, they transitioned and learned so quickly to know when to be passive, know when to be aggressive, and in my mind, there's no team that can play the aggressiveness that Dexterity has. On the other end, Fnatic, they don't act. They have the smarts, they have the plays themselves, and they have the teamwork. And well, when you factor in Valu and Unfixed and very, very good counter pushes, and Drunks with his excellent lurking skills, then it's pretty good. Too easy, of course, practicing with the horror games. Five Nights at Freddy's working out pretty well for him. Let's see what he's
working on that reaction time.
Yeah, exactly. But we have 1 second. There you go. We're off in the game. Second half. And it might be the final one on our first map here. The winner of this one will have an extra point hopping into the second map in best of 3 on Parasol Storm.
All right, not a lot of time to work with. About 2 minutes left to go for the side of EGZ. Then you get the bomb, then you get the plant. It took him over 10 minutes, well, basically 10 minutes to do it prior, and he still, or actually 20 minutes, I guess we can count it. They were very, very unsuccessful. And Epsilon, instead of playing defense, they're going right in their face. They're trying to just shut them out in the beginning of this map. In the beginning of the second half. You can see Hex on the top side, nice little kill. Does net them the bomb and net them the push through. Epsilon, they need to be careful. They have 2 men on the outside. They need to rotate back in because the A site is vulnerable. No one's here to defend it. This should be a plant ASAP.
Oh my God, what is going on? This is extremely fast, and Epsilon might be feeling this slipping away from their hands. They have to sit, well, they can't sit back, but they need to quickly recollect their thoughts. One will fall to the rounds of Smashu there. The second as well from Smashu, smashing down, as we usually do say, and he comes around, very aggressive play. Will get the assist. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 falling. Hodek and Hysteria's left all on their own now against the 4 players from the EGZ boys. Hodek.
That's the squad wipe. That might have just been it. I don't know if they can respawn and get back to the bomb in time. The time, well, it doesn't matter anymore because the plant was put in early enough. And we're going to see Epsilon respawn back, and they have to run straight for that bomb. They won't have a chance to pull this one through, and they're still taking their time. Not a few seconds left to go on the clock, and that's going to do it. Epsilon will not be able to stop this, and that's going to be Evolution Gamers picking up the first map victory in overtime.
I have to say, that was extremely impressive.
Why did they get aggressive? Like, you think about how the game started. The first 2 halves, they weren't aggressive, they were passive. And then in overtime, after they got a decent punt, they're like, hey, I know what, guys. I know what would change things. Let's just be aggressive and completely whiff the initial exchanges and lose. Good job. I don't understand. That makes no sense. Why would you play passive 2 halves in a row, then be aggressive out of nowhere when you all had to do was sit back and wait?
I don't know. I don't know how to reply to that, Jason. Honestly.
Yeah, you guys should look sad. That was like one of the dumbest things I've seen.
No.
And I've seen some dumb things. There was no reason for that. There absolutely was not. And you know what? They're paying the price for it. Now Evolution Gamers are 1 map away from going up against Dexterity and to get into the semifinals. So knock out Epsilon, the team who has yet to win a season, the team who's always been on the cusp of it, and a team that just can't seem to climb that final hurdle.
Yep.
With mistakes like that, well, you can kind of see why.
Yep. You can see Make there focusing. Needs a bit more than just a lucky beard. I think it's just Benny's beard. It's the luck.
I just have no words for that. Well, let's go take a look at Epsilon's faces and Evolution Gamers. You can see Safe. Face in his hands. They realize they messed up.
Wow, the guys were just so happy. Look at the disappointment on the FC.
Because they're probably like, that should not have worked. We probably should have lost that half. We should have lost that map. But whatever. It's all in the past now. Epsilon need to look past that game and look towards map number 2 on Parasol Storm. Because if they lose this map, then they will have lost out in the season. And keep in mind, it was a very close game on this map when they met yesterday. It was 2-1. It was a 1-1 first half between the 2 teams, and then Epsilon was able to pull out a second MCOM in the second half with Evolution Gamers getting 0. We saw both teams very aggressive, especially Evolution Gamers in the beginning yesterday. But with the way the teams are playing today, I don't know if they're going to keep doing that. Are they going to sit back? Are they not going to bother? A lot of questions to be answered soon.
Well, the thing with Parasol is that you don't really see an aggressive push off the start. You see the players really setting up for a defensive line, either they're on the Chinese or the US side. And after that, they kind of gauge the situation. You get 2-3 frags and you keep moving. It's not like lockers where you only have 2 or 3 spots to work with. Maybe one player sneaking in here and there, especially what we saw with Unfixed. Really likes to do those kinds of things. It's going to be interesting to see. Parasol Storm is one of the most played. I think is the most played. The most played map for this tournament.
Oh yeah, hands down. I mean, while you talk, I can go and count how many times it's been played so far. Played or picked?
Picked.
Okay. No, keep talking.
2, 3. But you can see the guys here from Evolution Gamers really happy. I mean, for them picking up one map versus
8
Epsilon,
out of 9 times.
8 out of the 9 games.
No, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 games. It's been picked.
Wow. So yeah, it's the most picked map, and it's been working out for a few of the teams. However, we were saying before, last time these two met, which was in the group stages yesterday. It really was Epsilon gaining control. They had pretty good map control. Weren't able to finalize it, very quickly. However, on the second side.
Yeah, we're just having a little delay, guys. I think it was Evolution Gamers just needed a quick pause. They need an admin actually really quickly. They need Red Bull.
Is Alu playing on the?
No, I don't think he is. But hey, if they won the first map with it, let's just keep it flowing for them.
Yep.
Now, here we go. 30 seconds left on the countdown. We're going to have Epsilon on the red side, Evolution Gamers on the blue. Mick has finally fixed his name. And we're going to find out, can Evolution Gamers take it in 2? Or will Epsilon finally get their gears going on this early Friday morning?
Looking good here. Finally, the sun has come up here in Cologne.
It's funny, I say early morning when it's 11 o'clock, so I usually don't wake up till noon, so this is very early for me. But 7 seconds to go. Milosh, quick answer. Who's going to win this map?
If Epsi don't choke, if Safe doesn't choke, then they can win. It's exactly what you want to say, because it's exactly what happened before. When Safe played well, you saw in that first half of the overtime, they won it, they took it. That was all they required. But then when they try to pull off the weird plays, or the out of play plays, if you will, if they don't do it in the correct moment, then you just lose at that point. And now we are going to see that the defensive positions coming out of Safe. Rocking the M16A4, pulling out a bit of a Punchula type of play. His old teammate from Meteor Makers. I'm liking what's going on. Chica picking up the bomb.
Got really early on, considering how we've seen teams just do the whole line of scrimmage hold. Just sit there, wait for the other team to make the move. AGZ trying to get early control of the A trenches, trying to push straight through. They know the bomb's probably heading that direction, trying to get on a 2v1 to get Safe. He goes onto the high ground, and he gets the first shot, gets the first kill, but can't get much more than that as the revive will come in, and Jeek now forced to go back towards the center of the map since he can't go that way.
Oh, and he will fall. Well done by Smashu. Benny with the MBT Law onto Horek. There's 3 players down. This is perfect now. Revolution Gamers to try and push in. Safe will be respawning. Hysteris gets the frag on to Benny. Spraying on through Smashu, just trying to lay suppressive fire down. There's nobody really setting on the bomb. Hexus done in the middle of the map by the crates. Spot one out, sprays a bit too much. Not a lot of control there with the spread. Santa sitting back. That AK not going to work at range, and Horek is going to clean him up. Hexus still down in the middle, and the bomb is running out of time. It's going to respawn back in the middle of the map. Hysteris coming in, trying to clean him up, but no, Hexus is going to finally get the frag here. The Belgian player is doing the damage. And still sitting there. I don't know. It's pretty back and forth, but it's Evolution Gamers really gaining that map control early on. And it's, they're finally wiped out, though. Nexus still up. Epsilon losing 3 of their players, and they're unable to keep them alive. I don't know what's going on right here.
Yeah, they need to be very careful. The bomb's been picked up. B site's already been opened up, and there's been on it to protect it. Epsilon, they are on a downward spiral, and they need to change things ASAP if they don't want to get knocked out of this tournament. If they don't want to have it happen again for the 5th season running. The bomb going to get planted at this BMCom, and EGZ, they're off to a fantastic start. Let's see if they can maintain control of it, though. Bomb has gone down, and Epsilon need to go for the retake.
Benny now setting up in the upper,
second floor.
Second floor, there we go. The second floor, I can English, I swear.
The upper floor.
The upper floor. Zika coming up from behind. He's going to try and blow that wall open. So there we go, finally going down. Hysteria's. He's going to get a frag for himself. Horek with the second, that's 3, but the MBT Law comes in from Benny. Hex is picking up 1 on a Safe, but another from Zika. The Master has gone into play. Guerra, Jera building right next to it. I need to stop. You need to hit me.
There's a man defusing though.
Oh, it is gonna take him down. Well done with the MBT Law, and it's a 3 versus 5 left alone. Gera with the close range fight, but it's gonna be 1 MCOM up for the boys at Evolution Gamers.
Epsilon threw everything they had at that one, and that's a fantastic job by EGZ just to stay alive as long as they possibly could. Then using all that explosives to their advantage, you can see 3 NG kits currently being used, 4 actually.
Wow.
So if we kind of analyze how this goes, if we see an extended battle breaking out, this should go Epsilon's way because they have no way of really healing themselves up to get healthy and get back out there. But on the other side, if a bomb gets planted, Epsilon have the tough time of retaking it when they have so many laws being thrown their way, so many grenades. And EGZ with the strong start. They have control of the A trenches. They're looking towards that A MCOM as well. They're looking for an early 2-0.
Wow, this is extremely impressive play. Hex is sitting back with that medikit. It's going to spot one, gets the headshot on to make. This is just a complete opening for the players of Evolution Gamers. Gera lurking in, spots one by the building, takes him down. There's a second as well, pulls out the Glock. Won't be able to finish him. And that's Shika trying to make his way down the trenches. There's not a lot in here. If it's a quick 2-0, I think this is just going to kill the morale of Epsilon. They cannot they cannot let this happen here. Hunter will get the frag on Hysterias, and Horek with the refrag on Hexus. Nace going down all the way on A, and Horek will be forced out of position. As he did go try for the defuse.
That was a man defusing. It actually was safe. I think he did secure that one. Oh no, they fell off the bomb. Safe, he's got to go back for it, and he's got to start the defuse yet again, but I think Evolution Gamers don't have enough men in position. No, they do not. This should be a quick defuse for him. Jared trying to rush as quick as he possibly can, but if they can get kills off the back of this so they not allow him out of that trenches, they could get themselves another plan. And look at that, running straight in towards the enemy. This is going to be tough. Epsilon need to pick up some really good shots here to stop this momentum that EGZ's built.
Yeah, nicely done there as they pick up one. Hexus all on his own, not really going to do too much. The buildings did go down. That's the thing when you go for engineers. One, you don't have the revives, as you were saying, but 2, that means all the buildings are going to go down. So when you plan A, you don't actually have the buildings to lurk into, have those 1-2 players to shoot down players coming up from their spawn. So it's a very, tactically superior position. And now Epsilon are picking up the bomb again. Gera going down from Hysterias. And I think they just want to go for that A bomb site, or maybe rotate, because I like the positioning from Smasher actually by the hill. He's probably not going to get caught, and he's in such a position where nobody really is going to see him. Smasher really, really likes to do the hardcore parkour in Bath 4. Extremely difficult to play against this guy. I personally, I have to say, but Horek turns around, Jika gets the frag, and now it's an opening. One will fall, and the second as well on the other end. And Meg pushing up. He knows that there's at least 1 player by that B bomb site. The shots have been rattled by Hexus. 1-2 grenades coming down on the site, but not going to hit anybody just there. Just trying to go for the spots and information. I think they're just going to play for the retake as Hunter goes down. There's a second. Hysterias going in after getting the bomb plane, but that's smashing with a double on a Horek and Hysterias. There's still 1 more behind. It's a 1 versus 2. MBT Laws being flailed everywhere. And he's going to jump around, won't be able to get the frag, and this should be a pretty easy defuse for Evolution Gamers as pretty much a wipe for Epsi.
Yeah, you gotta love the way they handled that too. They didn't rush in, they got a kill then out onto the planter who eventually got the bomb off. Then they took their time, attacked together instead of rushing him down 1 by 1. They got the defuse, now they're on the attack and they have 3 men over towards the A trenches already, look, bringing up the bomb as well, and Jeek, it's gonna come down to him. It's gonna come down to another man, Hysterias, to defend onto this site, to make it so they can't take this MCOM. But you know what, the Jeek is gonna go down. They're gonna have 4 men now here, and they're gonna have the ability to get this plant. Epsilon, they're losing their numbers, they can't maintain 5 people alive at all. As now Safe and Horek, the only 2 left for the side of Epsilon, the bomb gonna get planted, and we're gonna see EGZ again. I think for the 4th time over the course of 2 games at this A site, try to make this bomb blow up.
Yeah, and they're playing pretty well. They're Safe and Jika spawning in on the side, trying to play the Penta game here for a wide flank on the defuse. Isn't really going to work. They're trying to push the players in, and I like the positioning from Evolution Gamers. They got Benny in the back. They got 1 player as well down in the trenches. Nobody by Beach, but they still have Smashu sitting back. He will get the frag on a Safe. That's 1 player down, 2, 3, 2 players left alive for Epsilon.
This is going to be an Epsilon. Yeah, like I said, just a few members left alive. Smashu able to come in from the backside, checks out the bomb. No one's defusing. Just says he's going to go for the flank, but there's no one there. They're actually back towards Beach. They're not even going for the defuse. What is going on, Epsilon? They don't have the men here to pull this off, and that bomb is going to blow up. Epsilon are going to lose 2-0 on this first half, and we are going to see now Evolution Gamers 1 MCOM away from getting themselves into the semifinals.
This is completely what we didn't expect when it comes to actually, mathematically in between the 2 teams. But No, mathematically speaking, I really like saying that. But
Statistically
speaking as well.
between the two teams.
However, these two teams, as I was saying, they faced off yesterday in the groups, and it was just Epsilon completely crushing Evolution Gamers. And Paracel was pretty equal, but Epsilon came up on top.
I think we know why. Red Bull. They were calling for it, and you know what? It's working. I mean, you had Smasher 11-4. You had Hexes at 10-6. They had a great take, a couple of good holds. And the explosives, I feel like Epsilon just haven't been prepared for. They didn't really have a response to it at all.
Yeah, and Jason pushing for sponsorship with their Bull. Jason pushing for sponsorship with their Bull.
But one MCOM away from being knocked out.
Yeah, well done. So now, with the experience that we have when it comes to Epsilon, Jason, of course, here showing us the beauty of the can. But Epsilon are that kind of a team where morale is extremely important, and if they can't rally behind their leaders,
well, let's look at Epsilon if we can. Go and look up their side on camera just to see what's going on in their camp, because we see Evolution Gamers currently on the screen, and we'd love to see how they're sitting on the side of Epsilon, how they're kind of talking to each other. Are they talking at all? You can see Safe there being relatively quiet, looking pretty focused. Actually, the entire team's looking pretty focused. They look a little bit down, but I feel like they have that inner fire burning that they know they can do this.
Yeah, speaking of the fire, there's Darken the Dragon. Hysteria is a fantastic little stuff. Well, I don't want to say stuffed animal, because I would love to have a stuffed animal
plushie.
Dragon. Yeah, plushie. There you go. Make focusing on his monitor, trying to make something happen. 30 seconds left before we start off the game, and Hunter transpiring a bit, but we do have one MCOM, a single one, separating Evolution Gamers from a 2-0 victory against Epsilon that are so far failing to capitalize on their actual advantages and positioning here at the grand finals of ESL One Battlefield 4. One more half, our second map, of course. This is Paracel Storm, and it's a huge task now for the Epsi boys. They have to pull off a 2-2, so a 2-0 in this half if they want to even go into overtime. This is just a gigantic workload to work with, and statistically as well, not a lot of teams have been able to take it back in a 2-2 overtime.
When you look at all the possibilities that UGZ can work with, they can either get an MCOM, they could deny one or deny two. There's 3 different routes they can use to win this game, or I guess there's a 4th, go in overtime and win there. That's not the route you definitely want to go at all. So I'm wondering, which one do they want to go for? Do they want to be aggressive, catch it Epsilon? Do they want to kind of really bring the pain to them and really get them frustrated and down themselves? Are they just going to play super defensive and try to deny the 2 MCOMs, play out that 10 minutes? And we'll find out, as it looks like Evolution Gamers have been able to pick up quite a few kills, but Epsilon are starting to get a good little flank going on over towards the CMCOM. They've got the bomb and they're looking for the plant.
And now Hysteria is moving in on the side. Epsilon need to get the ball rolling as Smashu solo and health does go down, and Zika with another on Hunter. Now Zika is actually going with the M16A4, which is a very marksman type of rifle. Not so much in the hands, not so good in the hands of Safe, but extremely, extremely powerful in the hands of Zika. That is one of the most accurate players, at least in the game here. Mayak sitting by the side of Relay, his position, very difficult to spot him, and C is spotted. I really like the quick positioning and the quick assault from Epsilon. They capitalize very quickly on the first frags, and that's the minimum that they need if they want to go into overtime.
We do see EGZ on the attack, though. They're losing quite a few men. They've actually lost everyone but Hexus, who's going to get on top of the site, but he's going to fall as well. And that will be Epsilon bringing themselves one step closer to bringing this game back. It's going to be one MCOM for them. Evolution Gamers still have 2 and are still that 1 away from getting into the semifinals up against Dexterity.
Now, well done. 8 minutes left on the clock. That's a lot of time to work with.
There you go.
But you have to keep in mind, Epsilon, if these guys turn to what they were doing, especially on lockers, they won't be able to come back. And still, it is still Evolution Gamers that are 1 MCOM away from victory. Remember, they took the first half 2-0. So don't really have to work too much. We were talking about the different possibilities as either play for time, the 10 minutes, or, they deny one. They lose out 1 MCOM, but it's not done just yet. Epsilon still need to take this 2-0. And they're still lurking behind. It's actually a very good position. They need to clean up the players from Evolution Gamers down by B building. Hysterias gets taken down. Well done. Smashu as well. The second onto Safe. That's a good position for Evolution Gamers to play with. Make with the bomb will take down 1. Zika with the second. This is just refrag after refrag, and they're down to a 3 versus 3. Try and push it onto a certain position or a position of advantage for at least Epsilon.
Yeah, man, he needs to be a little bit careful because if he dies, like the bomb can be picked up and ran across the map very, very fast. But so EGZ are more than comfortable playing defensive now for the last 7 minutes of the game. And Epsilon is slowly trying to make their way through. They have so much time to work with, so it's definitely a possibility. But 2 quick kills coming from the side of EGZ. It's gonna be 1 solidified onto Jika. The bomb's still in the hands of Meg, and he's still looking to barrel down on that B side. The A side is actually completely open if he wants to switch over towards that direction. And with this staircase he's currently sitting at, he has opportunity to go for it. Just trying to fill out the situation and see exactly what he wants to do. But the bomb has been dropped, safe in the last man alive. He's over towards a single building. He's not really going to be able to do much to defend this. The bomb's going to be picked up. The question comes now, EGZ, are they going to push straight through? Are they going to play defensive with it? It looks like they're able to back away.
And now they do keep pushing forward here. Safe Jera with the headshot onto Horik to clean up with a 44 mag. Well, we keep the ball rolling. I guess we have a drop on EGZ, but
this is the worst time to do it. And you can see, I think they're playing defensive because they realize we need this man back on the server as soon as possible. 6 minutes. Actually, now they're pushing up. They're being aggressive. I'm not sure if this is actually the right move. If they go down, they're going to be there's going to be a giant snowball right against them, and that should be Epsilon picking up 2. And let's see what they can do. 6 minutes left to go on the clock. Bomb has been dropped, and now Epsilon, can they capitalize off this? You know, as sure as hell they're going to try.
Yeah, this, if there is a moment, there we go. Finally, the final player coming in. That will knock EGZ, though, a bit off balance. Hysteria's will get saved by Mayak. They're in control. They're going to just go for that B bomb site. Now Hex is trying to go 1v1 versus Safe. We'll take him down, but now the bomb's just going to ferry its way all on to the A bomb site. One getting taken down. Now Hex is on his own, getting the second. And then they're wondering where are the others. Runs out of ammo. Nice pickup from Hysterias with the SWR. Now Benny sitting back, needs to get these respawns before pushing down on to A. And just gonna lob those MBT lots, get some splash damage. He's so low on health, and like the positioning for Epsilon.
Well, they could almost stick this defuse if they wanted to. I think nades might run in though to keep them off. It's gonna be a 2-on-4. They need to defend, they need to pick up some kills, wait for those respawns to come back through. It's gonna be tough. The defuse coming for Benny. This would be huge if he can pull this off. He's already halfway through it, 75%. He's almost out to pull this off. He gets around the corner, and the defuse will come through. He'll buy a little bit more time for his team. He will go down. And that will be the squad and a replant coming back down, but they still held on for a little bit longer.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about before with Brett. Even if you lose the MCOM, it's no problem, because if you get all the frags on the site, that's a squad wipe. There's more time for them to respawn, and you have more than enough time to set up and go for the plant as well. Now, I like the smokes come down on the site itself, just trying to disorientate the players from Evolution Gamers, Hunter and Horik, and exchanging fire. And will fall. And Hysterias onto Smash, and now Hexus a bit scared, but will trade it versus Hysterias. This is Safe lurking above, and he has 2 grenades to work with. I'd really like to see him using those if he wants to make something happen out of it. Everybody's respawning back, and Buddy Safe here, Meg sitting by the beach. One will get taken down. Nobody on the defense, just has 2 players. Jera all on his own. He's gonna get knocked out of the spot, but Epsilon actually taken the first time 2-2, and Safe looking so happy. Look at that emotion. And now, look at Safe just waiting. He wants to take it, and overtime will be called. And this is looking good. 5 minutes now on each one of the halves, and the quickest bomb plant and destroy will give them the win and tied up to go into our 3rd match, will be Siege of Shanghai. Map that we've seen, 2 or 3 times this tournament, but not so much, not as much as Paracel. We're saying 8 times out of 10. That's a lot.
Well, we are just waiting for, I think, on Epsilon to get back into the game. Unfortunate that didn't happen during, luckily for them it didn't happen during the game, so they didn't really have to play with the man down. But we'll see. Yeah, Benny the man who did unfortunately drop during that game.
Now the problem is, will Epsilon play like the previous round? Because you saw off the start of the overtime, they had control, they established it, and then within a minute they were able to push across the map, get the bomb plant, and gain control, 1-0 going into the second half. But on the second half, even though they had the advantage 1-0, they decided to go balls to the wall, go full-on aggressive to catch EGZ off guard, and that did not happen. It just ended up in them failing terribly. And the bomb plant was there, the squad wipe, the second one, it was just done. That's how Evolution Gamers are up 1-0 in maps. And it comes down to Epsilon. Can they make this happen? I think a Paracel Storm, it's a much better map for them to try and just sit back. Like, this is where you need to sit back if you're on the second half and you're up 1-0. If you take it. Because you can establish, the line of scrimmage that you would talk about usually.
The second MCOM, I think, definitely was caused by the disconnect. in that second half. The first one, though, that was EGZ played pretty stupid in terms of just playing really aggressive and allowing Epsilon to get that great control towards C. But I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard to look back and wonder what could have happened when you don't have all the factors and you don't know how that game would have played out. There was still so much time left on the board, so it's not like it would have been over, you know, really quickly. But we'll see. We're back into stopwatch. Remember, it's 5 minutes on each half. And it's going to be the team who destroys the MCOM the quickest. And I say the MCOM, I mean one, will win this map. It could be EGZ taking it 2-0. It could be Epsilon taking it to map 3. We'll find out in just a few seconds of time. 10 seconds to go on the countdown on the blue side. It's going to be EGZ. On the red is going to be Epsilon. And let's see how these two teams go about this. Epsilon, they've already clawed their way back, picking up 2 MCOMs in the second half to tie things up. Can they continue on this war path and pick up a third?
No, we'll just have to see as we head into the first half of this overtime. Epsilon versus Evolution Gamers on Paracel Storm. No, we'll see what happens here. Benny coming up with the engineer could actually smash you and Benny. It's going to allow them to take down the buildings again. That's pretty standard breakout. Hysterias, though, using the smokes, popping in, gains control of the bomb. And they might just play it here. A pentapush, they're just going to try and go onto A. But they need those early 2 frags. If they happen, no, that's going to be Horik to fail miserably on the side. 2 players stuck in trenches. A third coming up from behind as well to help them out if the push does indeed connect. The Mayek can get one. Hunta trays up versus Jika. Now Hysterias still sitting behind. He doesn't have a lot of health or a lot of actual teammates to help him out. Safe still sitting behind, watching their backs, and Benny will fall himself. It's just frags everywhere, but Mayek from behind. 1-2. Mayek is going huge. Finally, the beast has been unleashed. And this is it. 2 players left for Evolution Gamers. This is the push. The bomb's going to get planted, but EGZ coming up from behind with Jera so low and held, has to keep low. And all he needs to do is just delay the Epsilon guys, turn their eyes towards him as they make their way onto the A site.
Oh, this is looking a little bit difficult for EGZ. They're struggling to get back in. They're getting overwhelmed as well, but a couple of good kills coming for Jared. Nets himself too before he does fall, and EGZ very well could pull this off. They have quite a few men left back on with the respawns, and this they're going to hold on. Hysteria's the last one alive in a 1-on-3. He's going to fall, and this won't be EGZ bowing out too early. They're going to get the defuse through, and they're going to go on the attack.
Yeah, no, let's see what happens. It could have been a lot better, actually, for Epsilon down in the trenches. One of them was revived, and Evolution Gamers didn't really see him up there, and he only got one of the two frags that were so easily in front of him. Not too sure. Now 1, 2, 3 coming up. And Benny going huge with the double on Hysterias and Jika. And now they have that B bomb site just ready for him. And Benny moving around.
They're staying away from Maeve because they realized how hard it was for them to hold on to it for some reason. Yeah, definitely going for B. They have 4 men in the buildings, have a man out towards a single. The bomb will get planted in Epsilon now. They're the ones forced to go back on the attack to defend themselves from getting knocked out 2-0. It's only the first half of stopwatch, but we're seeing some equal trades already break out.
Jika will get one onto Jera, safe with a second on a Smashu, but Hysterias will fall, safe with another refrag onto Hexus. It's a 2 versus 2 as Benny is a bit far away, but he's in the perfect position to lob the MBT loss. Spots that one, gets the frag on a Horik. And
that was the diffuser.
Yep, that's the Exile 5 tactic. Learning a bit from the Aussies here. They're teaching the Europeans how to play this game. Now another shot. Hunta will take down Hysterias. More MBT laws, but there's still one guy on the defuse. Can he make it? He's on the outside, and yes, he will. Mayek is going to save it. 2 minutes left on the clock, but it's a wipe. Evolution Gamers now have the ability to rearm the bomb very, very quickly, but that's just buying them time. That's the entire point of these overtimes, to play for those 5 minutes. But they're just going to get wiped again. Now, Epsilon need to play it a bit, bit by bit, moving in, trying to go for the surround.
Yeah.
If they just bum rush in,
wow,
like exactly what Horik did here. A double comes up for Benny. That's no bueno here.
Because the bomb's about to hit that final second marker, and there's no one on Epsilon here to get into the building. There's still 2 men defending on the northern part of that building. You have Hunter off to the side to make sure to keep them out, say, no, this is my house. We're going to get this explosion. The bomb is taken away. Only a few members left alive on the side of EGZ. Epsilon, can they get on top of the bomb in time? It's about to explode. They're rushing in there, but only rushing to their death. And that is going to be EGZ picking up the MCOM and getting that first half of overtime.
Yeah, 3 minutes and 41 seconds is the time to beat. So not impossible. I really like the defuse at the end coming down from Mayek. So that was pretty good. However, it will come down to, can Epsilon get it together? And we've been saying that since yesterday. We've been saying that ever since the first European Qualifier Cup, to be honest. I heard you guys as well. You, Alex, Mitch, it's the same question over and over again. And these guys have faced in the qualifying cups. These guys have faced yesterday as well in the group stages. And every single time, Epsilon was on top. But EGZ showing those tactics, and they're working up extremely well. As Epsilon starting to feel the heat now.
Yes, they are. It's definitely a warm day outside here in Cologne. I think it's going to be a high of 34 degrees. And it's definitely heating up in there for them. I mean, their tournament life is on the line. And they're 1/2 away. I mean, if the time passes 2 minutes and 41 seconds left on the clock, then that will be Evolution Gamers picking up the victory and advancing to play against Dexterity. If they can do it before then, we'll be seeing that third map on Siege of Shanghai, or if they tie it. Have you ever seen a tie on overtime with 2 MCOMs?
Only time we've seen that was back in the test cups on CTE for BF4, and that was just a completely different format because you needed to destroy 3 MCOMs, not just 2. And after that, we just changed up everything to help with the developers and Brett, especially with a couple players from the community.
Let's see the countdown has started. We got about a minute to go before we do kick this off. Epsilon, they need to muster up something, and EGC are so close to going up against the Brazilians, the representative from North American, in their own semifinal. We have Fnatic Penta coming up after this match, a rematch of the Titans of Europe. Let's see, who do you think's going to do this? Do you think we're going to see Epsilon get a quick plant down? We saw them do it, in that first half of overtime. They just couldn't defend.
Now, I see Safe looking
I think he's going to break the table if they don't do it.
I certainly hope not.
you've seen him punch the table a couple times. I think he might break it this time.
We were telling him yesterday, yeah, if you punch the table here, it's probably going to break because it's a bit flimsy compared to...
I don't think it's flimsy. It's just his biceps are huge. But 8 seconds to go on the countdown. Here we go, kicking off our last half of overtime. If Epsilon can't do it within 2 minutes and 41 seconds left on the clock, they will be going home.
Yeah, 3:41 is the time to beat. Can they make a plant that's quicker than that? Now they push on in. What is going to happen? No, Epsilon have actually a better side for them. So now they can actually try to push on to A, which is pretty disconnected from the Chinese side. But see, they were very, very good on that in the second half of original time. So they just go for it. They can't really bum rush like they did before. Again, May gets 1, Horik with the second. This is perfect. 1 more frag, and they'll be able to move up. And that is going to be Hunter sitting back, going for the revive. Not going to happen anytime soon as the grenades and EBT Law are going to be popping down. A nice push. This is it. 4 players down. Epsilon are going crazy. This is it. This is it. They're going to be able to get the bomb plant early on. And that's the opening of Benny trying to set up by the buildings here. Won't be able to take Zika down. That goes huge with the M16 Safe setting behind the crates. And look at that, all the EGZ players are set by the beach. They have no idea what's going on or how to go for the retake. And the smoke on C is going to make it even more difficult. 1, 2 hexes, and Benny left alone, and they're all in one position. There we go, it's a wipe yet again. It's perfect. Epsilon, they're turning it back, and if they can make this one happen, then they will go into our third map, which is going to be Siege of Shanghai, a comeback on overtime. It's going to be the reverse of Operation Lockers at this point.
It's the final push out of EGZ with 3 men alive. They're trying to get in towards that bomb. It's taken away. They got to hurry and get that man there, but it looks like Epsilon have held on. They will do it. They will take us into that third map on Siege of Shanghai. Nothing EGZ can do about that. And that was a fantastic job by them, catching them off guard. EGZ failed to play safe earlier on, and they failed to do it yet again. So Siege of Shanghai, we will be going to that map. Epsilon do just barely claw their way back into it. I feel like Siege Shanghai is going to be their map as well. I think this is their comeback. I think this is their way of getting into the semifinals.
Siege is definitely Epsilon's map. I'm going to say it now. I'm going to say it so many times more. If they do actually end up going against Dexterity, excuse me, you remember the five-man ace. That was just fantastic. Twice in a row. Just fantastic push from Zika. They have a Sirius who's very, very good at holding the angles on long, especially when they're playing that US side. They know how to break out. They know how to get the shots as well. They're accurate enough to try and pull off the players off the couple of head glitches that you can play when you're on the Chinese side. And they know that pushing on the A side, on the Chinese side of the map, which is in the the supermarket, if you will, in the mall, it's a very, very easy plan if you can get a couple of players on the upper side of the map by the B bomb side. So there's a lot of things, a lot of plays, and I want to see the team starting off on the Chinese side. I believe that is going to be Epsilon this time. What we saw in Dexterity's plays, especially a lot of the Brazilian teams, what they were doing, they actually sent one player way wide by the water side, and when they had the advantage, they just went for it. So they just had one player always waiting for the rotate, always going for the back cap pushes, and that's all they required. They did it against Simthic, or J-Ob actually did it against so many teams that they played on the qualifiers. And well, Siege of Shanghai to break it even 1-1. And these 2 rounds, and maybe an overtime, might be what await us. Yeah, 2 overtimes in 2 maps in 1 game. It's pretty good. Pretty long, but pretty good.
Well, we are about 40 seconds away before we do kick us off. The men to watch out of both teams. Give me your men. Because you talked about Safe a lot, whether he chokes, but I feel like Meg was the turning point in that game.
Yes, I would say Meg, because I know a lot of people say, oh, Meg is not good, on land and all of that. No, we've seen him perform extremely well. Not everybody pulls up MVP every single game, but he's been playing extremely. Had fantastic diffuses, a lot of kills. Yesterday, what was it, 22 and 8 or something?
22 and 8.
Yeah,
on
that
his
was
first map, half a Parasol Storm.
That's all you require. He was pretty much backpacking his team to victory. But now I would say, looking at Mayek and looking at Jika, on this Shanghai side, Smashu and Hunter from Evolution Gamers. And as well, I want to invite everybody watching in the stream chat to tweet at us, and Jason Kaplan and Milos Dometic, of course, at ESL Battlefield. Let us know who's going to take this. It's 1-1. What is it?
Twitter wrong.
It's Jason Kaplan.
Nope.
It's not JCaplol anymore.
It's not Jason Kaplan.
What is it?
Either way, the game has kicked off. 20 seconds in already. It's at J Kaplan.
There we go.
But we do have on the blue side, like you said, Evolution Gamers, on the red side, Epsilon. And we've seen a very standard kind of start for both these teams. Jared, I think he just jumped over a rocket, but he will be taken down by Safe until we'll get a return kill onto Jika. So we're tied up in men, and of course, I'm going to just guess towards water side, that's going to be Meg. I don't even have to, like, click him. Yep, that's going to be him trying to go for a potential hold off Safe.
The rocket.
Connect with that. But we'll at least let them know that he's here to play.
I'm liking how Benny's pulling out the A94, though. At these distances, this weapon is just fantastic. He's got the perfect trigger finger to go. I believe it shoots about 1200 RPM in a burst mode. The thing is just fantastic if you can use it correctly. And Benny's been pulling it out when it's time to do so. Mysterio sitting by the ruins here of the truck. Not going to find anything just yet, but the frags come up. Epsilon are in control of mid now, and I like the smokes finally coming up here. Jika is going to go for the bomb plant, or the bomb pickup. Hot pickup going on to be Jera. Turns around, but look at Jika. My God, on his own, this guy. Pulling people apart, and the smoke, perfect timing, shoots through it, and will actually get the shots down. That's a lot of damage being done. Hunter, just trying to push, not going to find anything. Taken down, that's Jika as well, and Jika finally down on the ground. Well done by Smash, who's still lurking behind on the water side, and he's going to pick up the bomb himself and the revive onto Hunter, but 2 players left for Epsilon.
Well, I mean, Epsilon got the bomb on the enemy side of the map. That's really tough to do on that half anyways, when you're playing from the Chinese side. So credit to them for that, but they're going to be back on the defense for another time. We're 2 minutes into this half. We're into our final map of our last elimination match. Then we go into our semifinals. And I think Evolution Gamers, I think they're a little bit upset from that last game. I think they not expected, but probably should have won that game. As Epsilon did fight their way back, but they're looking for revenge. They're looking to get themselves back in this, and you can always see Epsilon pushed up pretty decently well, having Hork, the man, in the forefront, the tip of the spear. There's still quite a few men actually on Evolution Gamers, pushed pretty deep. I think Jared was actually flanking them, and this still could go either way.
And now Hexus looking to the other side. He's just trying to gauge what's going on here. He's trying to stop any push, but I think the FC boys just want to flood in and take control of mid. There you go. Hexus will fall, and as well as Jera from behind. Mayek still by mid, spots and takes down. Double kill from Mayek. He's going huge. Man, this guy, we need to have more of him. 2 kills, 2 very important kills to open up the game. And now, with only 1 player left, that's going to be Benny for Evolution Gamers, as the rest are trying to respawn back at base. Epsilon will have a fantastic position to go through. And that B bomb site, if you get the plant, if you get a couple players in the good positions, that's all that you will require. Meg has to pull back just a bit, not peek too much, and these smokes are gonna allow the bomb plant to happen. But the bomb, no, Smashu will be the one to reply. He will fall, well done. That's 2 players left. Evolution Gamers, Benny will fall. Jera, last player alive, he's 1-6, and he's sitting in the cocktail bar, inside the actual water house, or the side house himself. Chica pokes in, out of ammo, will get taken down, and Jera somehow still alive. And I love this positioning. Horik waiting around with that Glock. It's a 3 versus 3. Make it a 3v2. Epsilon playing fantastically. Now EGZ have no control down in the middle of the sites themselves. Have to make it from the side. I think Epsilon, there you go with that. And first nade coming in, they know exactly what's going on. Hexus goes down, Hysteria's frag, but that's a double and the triple. Last player alive here, he's gonna get cleaned up. Well done. Epsilon are gonna go up 1-0 in this first half.
EGZ, they're really struggling on that one. Once they lost control of that site, I mean, it's so hard to kind of retake it, especially with the cover that you have it there. It takes a lot of time to blow that up, that concrete blocks. Not to mention actually physically getting there. They didn't even have a man to flank around, but either way, now they're playing down 1 MCOM. And EGZ still have a lot of work to do, just cleaning up the people still in their own side of the map. In the meantime, Jika, though, looking for that 1v1 against Hunter, who will win out on that. But Hunter, if you even go for the bomb, there's still 2 men there waiting towards C. He needs to help his teammates quickly clean up Horik, which they will do, and he can get some backup going on. There's still 5 minutes left to go on the clock, so there's still time for EGZ to get back in this game. Can't count them out just yet.
I really like
C sites looking like they want to hit it.
Yep. I want to hit it here, just like safe. With that small that was rocking before. Smash will get the frag on a Meg, but refragged immediately by Jika. It just kills people dead all across that middle point here by the statue. Hysteria still...
Is he really getting the plant down? Axis, he stuck it. They've got the bomb not down. They've got control of the C site. Epsilon need to hurry up, get back towards this, formulate an attack, and pull it off successfully. But EGZ there in the perfect position to defend, and they will certainly be taken down. As Safe gets the first kill, really coming up big first team when it counts. EGZ still have a lot of men alive.
He'll fall for the second. Hysterias will be able to get the revive. He has to jump away from the grenade. So, well, 1 more player. There we go. Hex is taken down. Smashu left on his own. He's just going to back off. They know that's not going to happen. And a very, very good retake. Got up Penny killing himself with the MBT law. Farewell, cruel world.
It happens. It happens, you know. You can't say you've never killed yourself with the law before.
Well, there's worse things that have happened in Battlefield. Don't worry about it. And nicely done there. They're gonna keep the push rolling here. Mayak with the bomb as well gets the revive. Benny still sitting behind it. Oh my God! The headshot 44 from Mayak. We'll clean him up. Hunter with the grenades, and Epsilon needs to decide: do we go from the right side onto A, or we just keep pushing onto C, or maybe just there you go, going on through mid onto A. Mayak all on his own, getting shot from behind. The bomb is gonna get dropped by Smashu. So a couple wrapped up, but look at Horik from behind, takes out Hunter, goes for the second. No, he's gonna get spotted. Needs to go for the reload. The MBT a lot from Benny does the damage. And now Epsilon, well, they're gonna be chased back to base.
They will, but they'll have 3 men now towards C, and they'll even leave Safe around to flank them. So it's gonna be a little bit of a difficult task for EGZ to actually get that bomb down a second time. 3 minutes left to go on the clock. And Safe's gonna provide a lot of distraction. Make, you can see back towards Escalator, just trying to hold from afar. Leaving Horik on site, Jika off towards Statue, and Hysteria's off towards that eastern road. Bomb on Benny, slowly make its way in. And they have to hope that they can get a nice catch on the Epsilon at this bomb down. There's no way they're gonna be able to charge straight through into them and successfully pull this off.
Yeah, now Jera's gonna fall as well. Hunter was sitting behind, it took him a lot of time, and that smoke is gonna provide a lot of cover. Re-smoking the site as well. Now this is gonna turn into a line of scrimmage yet again. Hysterias just watching the right flank, trying to face off versus Hex. I like Jika's position as well. Very difficult to take off. This is a very nasty head glitch by the 2 stairs, actually, the first and the second with the car. Now Horik sitting right on the side. He's gonna get spotted. Nades coming in. Has to pull back just a bit. Heals back up. A good position. We've seen that before, actually. If you put the med pack on the site itself, you can't actually plant it. There's a lot of mistakes have been done there. So it feels a bit bad. Just trying to put a med pack on top just to be sure that it'll buy them a couple of extra seconds. But no need for that. The bomb's been dropped. Hunter all on his own. Now, well, Epsilon and the boys are feeling very well. Hunter will get spotted. Will get one frag. Zika will get the refrag onto him, but that's another player still alive. There we go. Nicely done from behind. Mysterious, and then another push from Epsilon. A bit delayed because of Hunter staying behind, but it's pretty good. A minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. And Epsilon, if they can take this one 2-0, it's very difficult to come back on Shanghai. It is one of those more difficult maps, especially that they're playing on the more difficult side here on the Chinese end.
Well, with a minute 16 left, I would imagine they're going to try to play this one safe and go for that last attack, try to draw as much time as they possibly can, but for them, too many men have been taken down. Now Hork won't be able to defend that bomb, and it'll be picked up the side of EGZ. The question comes now, will they be able to push through? Jika just trying to just stall from the backside, and he won't even do that as he does get dropped immediately. And now it's Meg, last man alive, just trying to draw them away from the bomb, make them chase him, and wait for those teammates to spawn. 50 seconds left to go on the clock. They're up 1-0. And it's looking like the chance of a second MCOM is just slowly dwindling away, but EGZ still have that chance. Problem is, they don't have the men there, and they're losing so many of them. Meg able to secure quite a few kills. Jika and Hork able to respawn. That's 4 men now down. They can easily get this bomb and run it towards the site.
Oh, Horek needs to pick it up before it respawns. There we go, perfect. This is the push that they've been requiring, but Hex is sitting back. Oh, he's right behind, and will open up the fire. We'll get the shot on his stairs, but he's immediately spotted, and Safe will go for the chase. The bomb's gonna get planted on A, and Horek, he's got Zika to help him out. This one will go down. Horek will get the bomb plant and the frag. Hexus with a double kill on Safe and Meg to open up the side. Horek will fall finally to smash you. And with 3 players left alive, I don't know who will be able to get the defense. It's all on Zika at this point. Oh, trees falling all apart.
Ooh,
there's 2 players left. That's a wipe.
That's all. There's like 1 man left, but he just respawned back in. And well, speaking of wipes, they're going to do it. That is going to be a full squad, but no time left on the clock. The bomb is taken away, and they have enough men pushed up deep to defend against any sort of retaliation out of the EGZ side. And as the respawns continue to come through, they're spawning in 1 by 1. Epsilon, they're going to take a 2-0 lead at the end of this first half.
Yeah, Zika with that triple at the end and landing on an exit frag there at the end versus Hunter. He's 22 and 8, 16 to 4 for Hysterias. That is just, this is where it was said, you know, Zika, he's the player to look for, especially the MVP in preview games as well, especially in Season Shanghai. There you go, he shines yet again. 11-14, 11-12, 7-14, 5-16, and 4-14 on the Evolution Gamer side. That's not a lot. And even though this is Squad of Blit and it's all about the actual objectives, if you can't get the frags, then you can't get
like we say, FPS 101, if you can't outshoot the other person, doesn't matter how much strategy you have, you're just not going to win. Exactly. And like you're saying, that scoreline Ajika just really shows the power of the team. They have a lot of big stars. Hysteria's even 16-4, Meg at 12-4. So I mean, they didn't have 22 kills, but they had so little deaths, which means it's a lot of extra time they're stalling. That's a lot of extra time that they're spent flanking around the enemy team to keep them, gone. I mean, you look at the deaths out of EGZ: 14, 12, 14, 16, 14.
Yep.
I actually wish I could have seen the total death counter of both teams because that is ridiculous.
That's pretty much switching around the frags and deaths between the 2 teams. At this point, it's extremely well played, and now Epsilon are feeling very happy. They did this 2-0 with a nice comeback on the second map on Paracel, and they did this here now 2-0 on Siege of Shanghai. On the Chinese side, this is the more difficult side, of course, and why, you may ask? Well, because the US side actually has the quicker spawn off the start. 5 players can come in. These are asymmetric maps, of course. And you get control of the bomb very early. You have map control. You can watch long. And actually, the position now, the US side for the EPSI boys is their best on this map. So already going up 2-0, they only need to destroy 1 more objective. And it'll be all theirs. They move on to fight off Dexterity. But the question there, it'll be, can they take down Dexterity after they've been playing so well and seeing them just completely dominate that group?
Yeah. I mean, not to mention you have a lot of energy taken out of you when you have such a close game like this. 2 overtimes, 3 maps, like, you're going to be exhausted after this game. Like, then they have a little bit of time. They have Fnatic up against Penta. Well, they could have a little bit of time. Depends on how those 2 teams show up. It could be a quick kill for Fnatic, and then Epsilon be forced, or Evolution Gamers be forced to play right after kind of thing. But they can hope, and they will have to kind of recoup and actually figure out exactly what they want to do into the next game. But they're not done just yet. We still have to find out who the winner of this game is going to be. 10 seconds left on the countdown. We need to see a 2-0 out of AGZ's. Wow, I went really full Australian there to hold on and take it overtime.
Well, that's everybody loves Mitch, right? That's a new ESL show. It should be Everybody Loves Mitch.
That's just what we tell him. Keep him happy. But here we go. We're going to tag on with Safe from the get-go to see where he does decide to make his move. One MCOM separating Epsilon from the semifinals.
I'm really happy that Safe actually didn't go for that MG4 of the start of the game that we saw yesterday. Meg coming around. They're just going to try to push through long, and they still have Asterius behind just to defend. Jera will fall. Hexus on his own, actually picking up an SKS. It is a 3-shot at any range, but it's a massive disability when you're up close and personal and need to use that Glock. Sheikah, well, can't.
This is going to be a plant. This is going to be a plant. This could be it. Epsilon can take it all here. The bomb will get put down. Evolution Gamers, they didn't have anyone near the site. They're respawning back in towards their base, pushing with 3. They need to keep everyone alive. Meg just sitting back to make sure no one flanks from the side, and the bomb is just taken away. They have full control of this zone. EGZ needs some fantastic shots to do something about this, but now Smashu and Benny, the last 2 men left to hope. The hopes and dreams all in the back of Smashu as he's trying to push in towards that C site. He's being flanked and pushed from so many different directions. And it looks like he will fall. The full squad right coming through. And Epsilon, I think they're going to take this MCOM.
Yeah, this is pretty much well played. Horek is sitting on top. They're safe in lowers just to be sure. Asterius checking the bomb site. Again, we talked about this before. Not a lot of teams turn around and check the bomb site just to be sure. But it's going to happen. Epsilon are going to take this 3rd map, Siege of Shanghai, pretty handily. 3-0 and knock out Evolution Gamers 2-1. Hold on.
Considering how that whole series went, though, you got to feel bad for Evolution Gamers. They fought so hard.
And at the end, it doesn't even matter.
In the end, they fall a little bit short. They went 0-0 up against them in the first map on a locker. 1 in overtime, and went 2 up against them on Parasol Storm, where they just quickly fell to Epsilon picking up 2, and then went to another overtime just to lose it on the 3rd map that quickly. You got to feel for them, but they showed a fantastic performance. But now Epsilon, the job's not done. Yes, in the semifinals again for another season. But they've got probably one of the hardest teams out there to go up against. The best team for the North America region, Dexterity. And that is going to be a tough battle nonetheless.
Oh yes, extremely difficult, and especially after seeing the guys from Dexterity playing so well in not only the qualifiers, but yesterday clean sweeping the entire group 2-0. I mean, that's all you require. There was just a cut about the rest. Yesterday we were talking about different tiers of teams, and we saw Leisure, Evolution Gamers in the 3rd tier, Fnatic, Dexterity in the top tier, and this is where Epsilon is sitting. That third team. Or 4th team overall, and look at that playback reaction there.
Seeing Safe's face. Like, if you compare the other replays we've seen, where he had that look of gloom and death in his eyes, and now he's all bright and sunny again. On the other side, though, Evolution Gamers a little bit upset with how that game went. It shouldn't have gone down that way. They're going to look back at that game, I'm pretty sure, for the next couple of weeks and just wonder, well, I'm pretty sure they know exactly what happened and what caused them to lose that, but still, they performed pretty well. They got a lot farther, and they pushed it to Epsilon a lot better than I thought they would. And unfortunately, in the end, they couldn't pull it out, and that's Epsilon, like I said, getting through. But Fnatic, Penta, that's the next game coming up. A battle of the 2 titans of the European region, number 1 up against number 2. That's going to be a close game.
Oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be cool. And, unfortunately, I won't be casting that one, but I'm sure you and Brett are going to give everybody a fantastic show already. These games have been awesome. Like today, yesterday we had a lot of 2-0s and whatever, but today, my God, first 2 games and we're already so tight going into 3rd match. Look at his there, the cheeky smile, very happy on the other end of the spectrum. It's Pio telling.
The thing is, I honestly think Epsilon go into the next game, need to look at that last and be like, we got lucky there.
Yep.
Like that wasn't them just winning. That wasn't based off the skill or anything. That was a game that they probably shouldn't have won. Evolution Gamers kind of threw it, unfortunately, at the end. But now it's coming into their next match. They need to regroup, definitely. I think they need to look at what went right, what went wrong, look at how Dexterity played earlier on, get away some maps from them that they can definitely feel a little bit more comfortable on. But I don't know, it's going to be crazy. It really is the next semifinal. But Fnatic, Penta, I can't wait to see.
Yeah, it's not only going to come down to the player skills, but it is going to come down to the map picks as well. We saw Penta extremely strong on that Hainan side, Hainan Resort, and on Paracel Storm, they're a pretty darn good team on that. But if they played like they did yesterday versus Leisure, I'm not too sure what they can do. It all comes down to will they be able to knock out Fnatic off the start? So, you know, play the Fnatic way, not being afraid of that Fnatic name that has been dominating, not just in Battlefield, but in so many different games. That weighs a lot on the teams. It's a lot of mental pressure and a lot of stress when you're here at LAN, when you're in front of a crowd, at Gamescom, live in front of so many people, and on Twitch as well, and multiple languages, of course, being streamed. It's a lot of pressure, and they don't have the LAN experience. However, at Fnatic, they've been playing so long together that they have an edge. Anyway, I would say like 80% to the 20 from for Penta.
All right, well, guys, that's enough from us. We're going to head over to Mitch for his interview with Save because we want to hear what that man has to say.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Mate, that was a close call. The emotion in that second game was intense. Did you guys really think you'd be able to bring that one back? You guys must be elated right now.
I really thought we lost the game. I mean, to be honest, what was going through my mind was, if I lose this game, I'm gonna quit completely. I'm going to a vacation in 2 weeks with David. I was already imagining the cocktails we're gonna have, and I swear to God. And then GK on the second half, he said, just all YOLO. And we got the frags and we planted the bomb, and then we were all pumped up again, and that was, yeah.
It's like your esports life was flashing in front of your eyes.
Yeah, exactly. I still can't believe we won this game. It was a crazy comeback. So they are a very good team, and it was a very difficult group. So we did it.
Yeah, look, I mean, on a personal note as well, you're probably, you know, on stage or, you know, especially at these events, you're probably one of the most emotional players. You do show it, you know, if you're happy, you show it. If you're not happy, we also see that as well. I mean, just like, you know, on a personal note, you know, do you find that helps you sometimes, that emotion, that you sort of get into it, or can it hinder you a little bit?
I mean, there are always a lot of emotions involved. The team kind of sometimes, like some of the players I can hear, like they're giving a bit up, or they just think they're gonna lose. You know, I feel the same way, but kind of mentally also I keep like pushing them and I say it's not over. It's not. There's still 2 bombs left. We still have 10 minutes to do this. Just do it. And I pumped them all up, and they did it. So.
And you're gonna have to wait for those cocktails a little bit longer, I think, man. Now tell me, I mean, you don't have a choice about who you face, but having seen the teams here, having already played Fnatic, who would you rather go up against? Who do you think's the stronger of the two? Between Fnatic, of course, and Dexterity.
It doesn't matter. Actually, we would literally like to play Dexterity again. It's getting boring to play Fnatic and lose all the time, but Dexterity, they're very strong. We didn't think about them like we did last season, where we were scared all the time, and we're like, oh my God, what the hell's going on? We just focused on this match, and we're like, let's do our best versus Dexterity, and hopefully, I mean, we can win, but let's see what happens.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for joining me here. Safe, ladies and gentlemen. Congrats to Epsi. We'll see you soon, I'm sure. Wow, that was a roller coaster of emotions, ladies and gentlemen. But as the smoke clears, Epsilon stand victorious, and we'll be moving in towards the top 4. On the stage here, we're already sitting up for our next game. I can see we'll be back very, very shortly with our first of our semi-finals, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. This is where it gets good.